I'll answer the last question first. Yes, it's all public knowledge. Every single day in the Wall Street Journal, the main financial paper here, there's been a discussion of Hunter Biden's laptop computer that had all of the records of his discussions with the Ukrainians about how much money will you give me and the big guy, meaning President Biden, for us to represent your policies. All of that was on the computer, and they have evidence of Biden coming right by and sitting down with them and joining them in restaurants, his son and the others all together. So yes, it's all very much in the open in the United States. That's because this is considered normal. This is considered financialization of the political process, making politics and foreign policy and domestic policy up for payments. You would consider that corrupt bribery over there. But here we consider that neoliberalism. We say this is how the world ought to be. Everything should be paid for. And that way, the magic of the marketplace is going to have a rational alternative. Now, your second question was about how this money is recycled. President Biden also said, well, it's true, we're going to give $100 billion to Ukraine, but most of this is in kind. It's in the form of tanks and missiles and bullets. It's in things that are paid to the U.S. arms makers. So not much of this money is going to actually be sent to Ukraine. Most of it is going to be spent in the United States in the arms making industry. But there's still hundreds of billions of dollars that are spent in money for the Ukraine, not only from the United States, but through its agencies, such as the International Monetary Fund, that has lent Ukraine hard currency, meaning dollars, to 7 times the Ukrainian quota in the International Monetary Fund. The IMF has broken all of its rules. It's not allowed to lend to a country at war, yet it lends to Ukraine. It's not allowed to lend more than, I think, the equivalent of how much the subscription, a national subscription is to the IMF. It's done 7 times the quota. And it's not allowed to lend to corrupt countries. Ukraine is universally, according to the World Bank and just about everyone else, the most corrupt country in Europe, maybe in the Northern Hemisphere. Finally, the No More Argentinas law of the Ukraine says it's not allowed to make loan to a country that doesn't have any means of repaying the loan. Well, we know that Ukraine is going to be broke. It's going to be left carved up. It's lost half of its population. There's no way that Ukraine can pay the foreign countries, the creditors, except by selling off its land to American agricultural companies. Most of the money to Ukraine is in armaments, but also there's a lot of cash, and the cash is mainly siphoned off by the corrupt regime that's running Ukraine. They've been taking the money and they've been putting it into their own accounts. Most of the IMF money that's lent to Ukraine, I think a few years ago, was used to bail out the bank of the kleptocrat Kolomoisky, who later was accused of criminal grabbing the money. And so you're having plenty of money that's spilled over into the politicians. So you can see that there's plenty of money that is going to Ukraine as well as armaments. And not only is the money ending up in the personal accounts of the kleptocrats and the army, but also the arms. We send it to Ukraine. The generals receive the arms, and then what are they going to do with it? Well, they've made it part of the marketplace. They say, well, now that America's given us generals the arms, who's going to buy it from us? Well, apparently, many of the weapons used by Hamas in attacking Israel last week were arms that America had sent to Ukraine. So it's all connected in one interconnected very closely. That's the point that I'm trying to make.
南方为什么是南方？南方为什么是这个现状？我们到底将来会是一个什么样的发展方向？大家好，我是温铁军。我们准备了一个很重要的系列课程，统称为叫做南方世界观，希望大家适当的集中点精力，能够跟我们一起把这个5讲24节的课上下来。